Um, I think people should read him for his literary qualities. I mean, that's one thing. I think he was an artist. Uh, you know, uh, I, I think, in my view, I think, the caliber of his written work is very high. And there are other critics that have praised him. I mean, Itchy Goldberg had a chapter about him in one of his collections. Saul Lipson, the noted critic, also had nice things to say about him and also about the family in general. But so and he, and the form in which he wrote was very unique and very different. I guess maybe in a way just kind of to relate this to, to his radicalism. One of the things he says in Schreiber here, he, I think some people try to pigeonhole him because of his radicalism. And I think that's yeah, it's an important part. It's an important contribution to what he was. He was an idealist, I think, rather than an ideologue. He was never a party member. In the end, he was very unhappy obviously about what transpired in the Soviet Union. Very disillusioned, very disappointed. But in Schreiber, one of the things he says is that in terms of how he viewed his own work and writing in general was, he said, it's not enough, to write in slogans. It's not enough to write in rhetoric. He said, just espousing words about the revolution doesn't make you a writer, doesn't make you an artist, And this is how he saw, his own approach to his craft, So it's also, it's his literary, I think it's literary qualities. But I think the other thing as well is that he chronicled a way of life that doesn't really exist here anymore, Um, people don't live the way my parents lived. The Jewish community, doesn't have the same interests that they did, and no one should expect that they would have the same interests that they did. I mean, the community is more prosperous, and that's a great thing, and although obviously there's still anti-Semitism around, it's not of the same form that it was when they first immigrated to Canada, but. The way of life, the depictions of how immigrants lived, their attitudes, their political divisions, even just the context of the Yiddish language, I mean, the family occasions I come to when we celebrate holidays, in this room full of 40 people, this is my daughter-in-law's family. They're wonderful people. They're warm and we have great family occasions. But I think I'm the only Yiddish speaker in the room, as far as the conversation is concerned, it's a completely different universe than what I grew up in and what my parents lived when they first came to Canada. I think just the literary merits to his work and how he viewed his own work, and also the context of the time, which is a time which doesn't exist anymore. I think those are reasons to be interested in what he had to say.